I'ma make you mine tonight. Pulling your hair, baby. I feel you breathing on me, on you. You know that I'm a selfish lover. When it's mine, I want it. One track mind for it, for you. I don't think I can let you go. I don't think I can let you go. Bet you love me before I go. Bet you love me before I go.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Hendrix. Q's having technical difficulties, so I'm gonna start the show up. You know, it's a gloomy Saturday morning here in the DFW, but you know it is what it is. We're gonna make this work and make it do what it do. All right. So with that being said, we're gonna start out with the particulars. Do the PSA as we always have to do. 21 and up. You know, that's what we prefer, but you got to be at least 18. So we don't want no people's mamas, daddies, uncles, aunts, cousins, grandmamas, granddaddies coming talking to us about what they done seen or what they done heard on the show, because we're giving you the one. Now, if you proceed past this point, that is on you, and you have to suffer the consequences of your choices. With that being said, here it is. It is March 11th, 3/11, 2023. And 2023 has been one hell of a year already. And y'all got to forgive me because I am suffering from football withdrawal. This happens every year around this time. There's no more football. I'm a little sad. Trying to find something to watch on TV. That's just the reality of it. However, and some good news, we did have. There go Mo Swag. Hey Mo, how you doing? So Mo's got on her pink today, on a gloomy day, getting all bright and festive. Even though it's not quite spring yet, she in a spring mood. So I'm not mad at you, Mo. But yeah, on some good news, Kimball High School is going to state yet again. And it just made me very aware of how inconsistent news coverage is of predominantly Black schools that are doing very, very well, not only in athletics, but in academics. Now, as most of you all know, Q and myself are also products of Kimball High School. And, I know and understand that Texas is a football state. I get that, totally understand. So when DeSoto, Duncanville, and Sock were going to state, and they did a huge send-off for them. Respect that. But I need that same energy when it comes to state basketball. Because let's be honest, does anybody know how many state titles Kimball has won? I know for sure at least 8. And those are the ones I can recall from our generation and after. At least 8. And this is going for number 9. So I just want some equal coverage for the basketball team, because they had like a little 2-minute blurb about them, and then they just went on to the next subject. It's like, whoa, that's kind of foul. My heart was hurt. And I don't know how I really feel about that. So I'm just gonna get that out there, Mo. What you thinking about? I like the pearls too. I see you coordinating. And you know what? You are doing what I tell women to do. If you're going to wear a head covering, such as you're doing yourself, coordinate and make it look like an outfit. I understand that Black women, you need to protect your hair. No arguments against that. But coordinate and make yourself look presentable versus just throwing something on your head and walking out the house. At least the way you've done it, ma'am, I can respect that. And see, you prepared for a day at work. You're going out and doing your errand, or you can hop on a flight. You don't know exactly what you're doing because you're in a presentable I don't know what the word I'm looking for. You're in a presentable state that you can actually be out in public. So I thank you for doing that and representing Mo. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Oh, you so funny. I just want to let you know. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I just want to let you know it's not that the people don't do enough coverage about Kimball basketball going to San Antonio, right? For the San
Yeah.
Antonio.
To Alamo Dome tonight.
Yeah, it's just that we just get inundated with so much. But we're excited about Kimball and basketball. We're also excited about the head coach, who's a Prairie View alum. So that was all on our Facebook pages about him. So we're excited for Kimball. We're so excited because we're multifaceted. It's just not, it's like what you did with your Texas A&M graduates going to the middle school about STEM. And it's there. It's just that we got a lot to go through and read. So it's there, but we're excited about Kimball. We're I think this year they're gonna take it all because they have been rebuilding their team. It's been, they've got some strong players, they got some wonderful student athletes. I'm excited. Because those guys they're great ballers, but they're better students and better human beings. So I'm really excited about that.
And see, that's the part that I really want people to understand is that when Q and I graduated, the majority of the top 10% of our class was Black male student athletes. That's powerful in itself.
Yeah.
Like we had, now granted, there were women, females, young ladies sprinkled in there, but the majority of the top 10%, Black male athletes. And it's been that way consistently for a while, and yet, but this is one thing that I like about being a person of African descent in America. People don't have to look at us for us to strive. Whether you shine a light on me or not, hey, I'm gonna get mine. And we just have to keep doing it. The guys that I was with yesterday at the little STEM program for Reed Middle School, their assistant principal went to college with us, and he just made a call. Hey, look, can you take half a day, come talk to my kids? Do you talk about your career and what you do, and explain it to them? What you need, when we need to show up, but what do we need to do? And I was just mad because I was overdressed. He had on a hoodie and some chucks. I come with a blazer, a button down. I had on my nice shoes. I'm just like, I'm looking around at the teachers. I'm like, I could have put on my hoodie and some J's. I'd have been fine. But that's how I go to work every day. But I didn't want to misrepresent my career because, you have an impression to make, and I didn't want them to think that, you could just walk in and start off like that. I've earned the right to come to work in a hoodie, jeans, and Jordan. When you start out, I'm gonna need you in some khakis and a button-down shirt and some nice dress shoes that are comfortable because you're gonna be doing a lot of walking. But I'm gonna need you to, slacks, button down, because you're gonna be out there talking to people. I'm not. I'm gonna play my role behind the scenes. You go out there to talk to people, bring the information back to me, and I help you decipher it. And then you go back out there and disseminate what I told you. That's what your role gonna be. You're gonna be the gopher initially in your career, but that's reality. So
that's reality.
I keep it real with
that them. Is reality.
Yeah, I keep it 100 with them because they like, and one little boy and girl was asking, so how much money do you make? I was like, the money that I make is not the issue, because it's about my passion for what I do. So if you have passion about something, the money's not going to matter as much. And I was like, if you want to know people that are passionate about their job and don't get paid what they should, look at these teachers that you're around every single day, because these people do not get paid their worth. They get paid for 40 hours. but most teachers work at least 60 every week. And honestly,
Every.
they do not get paid their worth at all. So if you want to look for motivation, these people are the ones to look for because honestly, I make more money than them. But the passion that they have to do what they do and still get paid as little as they get paid, that should tell you something about passion and
Right.
following your dreams and the career that you're choosing. Because what you get out of it is not always about money.
Now that's good, but this is what I want you to do when you go to another one. I want you to have
Mm-hmm.
a front and back color copy of how you get where you get. Okay, so you have to take certain classes in middle school because I'm glad y'all started in middle school so they can prepare. In ninth grade, I need you to be in algebra 2.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Then I need you to take the sciences. Then I need you to tell them when you get to college, if you do liberal arts, that's fine because a lot of tech companies need liberal arts people to become technical writers, or
Mm-hmm.
really to take people who are smart like you and to dumb it down to the rest of us. And then do them a little decision tree because remember, you're probably the first person who graduated from college that they know. And they just need to know how to get there. They just need you to navigate. So if you do a one sheeter front and back, has to be in color. And I would greatly appreciate that because so many students, the students you talk to, the reason they ask you how much money, because they're trying to get out of the situation they're in and they're trying to gear themselves toward that. And I guarantee you, when you keep in touch with those kids, they're gonna be like, well, we told you told us to do this. That's why we did this. So that's why we're engineers now. You told us to do this. And so that's why we're systems analysts now. So the
Mm-hmm.
next time, yes. Because that's
Oh
why
no,
they're asking you, because
no, the
yeah.
principal,
So you
the
good.
principal made sure that we stayed in contact, so he got all our contact information. And the way they had it set
Good.
up was for the students that came to talk to us, because we had like 4 different sets of students. So the first 3,
Mhm.
they kind of knew what they wanted to do. The third, I mean, the fourth set, they were
Okay.
kind of just a hodgepodge of students. So you had to gear your
Yeah.
presentation. Those first 3, we boom, straight to the point. The last one was kind of like a hodgepodge. They weren't really sure. And so that's when we got into the nitty gritty and about classes. And they were, well, where are you from? And I told them, hey, I went to Kimball. I'm from Oak Cliff. They're just like, well, and then they saw a group of black men that went to A&M engineers that are all from Oak Cliff. Their minds were blown. They was like, wait, what? All of y'all went? Yeah, we Skyline, Velt, Kimball, Maceo. They was just like, what? Yeah, yeah, you can do it. And now you even have a leg up because you at Duncanville. You in Duncanville School District. You got a leg up of where we at. So you can do this. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Good.
Yeah.
I like
I
that
don't know what to
because
do.
if you've never seen anyone in that position, I like that. Oh, you know what? Let me tell you about your friend Q because he your friend. Last week he sent us the wrong link, right? The first time you told him that.
Right?
I said, okay, when you get the new link, send it to me. Cool. I'm waiting. Hair was done. Hair was curled. Eyeshadow was on, matching what I had on. Lipstick was popping. He called.
Yeah, Mo, you froze. So Mo's having technical difficulties, y'all. It's okay. Good morning, Alicia. We see you, sweetie. Good morning, Arbor. Um, yeah, we see you. We don't know. We just winging it here. Mo, you back with us?
I'm back. Where's Q?
You know what? That's a good question. We need to have like, how they used to do Where's Waldo?
Waldo. Yeah.
We need to
So
where's
anyway, this is what I wanted to ask you about. You
mm-hmm,
travel extensively.
mm-hmm.
So what is your take on the four four people, 4 Black people who left South Carolina, were in a North Carolina rental vehicle to drive from there to Mexico to get a medical procedure. And then what is your take on, this is my thing, what is your take on the cartel apologizing?
Well, here's the thing. Number one, if you go into another country for a medical procedure, I'm gonna need you to actually get on the plane because you are not going. You drove from North Carolina to Mexico. That is at least a 2-day trip minimum, and that's if you drive all the way through. If you have any type of medical procedure, you will not be comfortable in a vehicle for 2 days. Period. However, it sounded odd, and then I saw the pictures, and then I understood. It was like, oh goodness, it's them peoples. So that's what got me. Now, the part about them getting abducted by the cartel, thinking that they were a rival gang or rival cartel human trafficking, I think that's bogus. Because if most cartels on their own soil, they're going to deal with their own kind. That's just the reality of it. They're not necessarily racist. However, this is the group of people they trust. They're going to deal with people that look like them. That's just the reality. Now, once they cross over to the U.S., oh yeah, they're going to have to work with other people, and that's cool. But when you in Mexico, honestly, what I think would happen, I honestly think that it was a mishap because they may have misidentified the vehicle. And then when they got them out, they was like, oh shit, but we got to keep going because we just can't pop up and leave them here. So we got to keep going. I honestly think it was mistaken identity. Now with the cartel apologizing, I guarantee you there was some other stuff that happened. Because if you look at where it happened and you look at the closest major city and who runs that major city that's close, there was some other issues going on behind the scenes that I don't care to discuss because I'm speculating, but I'm pretty sure I know what happened. There was some players that made some major calls, some major movers that made some major, hey, you fucking with our people now. I'm gonna need you to make this shit right. Now you done killed 2 of them. You need to let them other 2 go. Tell them where they at. We gonna make this happen. And then the cartel was probably like, well, okay, we can make that happen, bro. But no. Everybody was involved. You need to go ahead and get them up too. Because we done lost 2 lives. They ain't from Texas, but they came through and you operating and you violating our agreements. So you need to make this right. Honestly, I'm 95% sure that's what happened. It was some calls made by some major players behind the scene, got the cartel back in line because at the end of the day, the cartel don't care about your skin color, they care about their money. Right. And that move messed up their money. I guarantee you that move made some people in some other industries that they deal with mad, and it caused a negative effect. And they was like, nope, we're gonna make this right. And they gave up them 5 peoples. And honestly, I don't know if that was with the Fall Guys or what, but they made sure they gave up 5.
And they you know what, you're very, very right, because when it comes to, okay, so I travel not as much as you, but there's one place I will not go, and I will not go to Mexico. Will not. Well, I don't care if it's all inclusive, you inclusive, me inclusive. I'm not going. And those all inclusive resorts are backed by the cartel. That's how they make their money. Oh, yeah. So now I need all people who look like me, not Haitians, not Jamaicans, not Trinidadians, all people who look like me from North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, just say from the 13 original colonies who usually go to Mexico. I need y'all to stop going. And I need y'all to stop going it was 4 people. Why don't y'all stop going for 4 years and hit them hard? Because they're going to appreciate our black dollar, because there are too many black people who are going to Mexico who suddenly come up dead. Yeah. Why is he even here? Why is he here?
He causing all kinds of issues.
At least he got his hair cut and he ain't got that rag on him.
Why is there so much feedback from you? Like we
You
can
hear
hear
Feedback
feedback?
from
ourselves.
what?
You hear feedback from me?
No, it's us. We can hear ourselves. It's echo.
Y'all can hear yourselves?
Yeah, we got background.
So I think the
Yeah.
other part was that now I've been to Cabo, I've been to Cancun. But what I noticed, Mo, you right. What I noticed was that the federales, they rode around big time. However, you knew what I will say this. As a person from that has lived in the hood, there were certain warning signs to tell you you was about to get out of bounds. Okay. Now, for people that are unaware, I'm gonna point you to a couple of specific things that will help you understand when you're in a suspicious area and you're not really sure. If you have an area that's vibrant, full of shops, they got things that are catered to tourists, and then all of a sudden you see two, three, four empty buildings in a row, that's your sign to turn around. That's your sign to turn around. Now, and it's funny because you go north, you go south, you go east, you go west. At each one of these points, there's like three, four empty buildings back to back to back. That's the border. So if you stay in that little area, you good. But I can also understand, Mo, that you don't want to go there, and I don't blame you. Now, I've only been to Mexico a couple of times because Cancun, Cabo. I think that's it. No, that's not true. What's the little place? Tijuana. I went to Tijuana one time. But yeah, that's it. I don't venture into Mexico, but that's too close. That's a weekend trip. That's not a vacation.
That's how I feel about Mexico and Canada. If I can get there within 3 hours, I might as well go to Idaho or Wyoming or somewhere like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
but
I need at least a 4 or 5 hour flight minimum.
yeah. Now
I need a flight where I need to upgrade to business or first class so I can stretch out.
Hello.
That's
Well, because
that's a vacation.
I'm a big girl. Now let me ask you something about this, because I know nothing. And my take on it's gonna be backwards and narrow-minded and straight, like I am. But
At least you acknowledge that, Mo.
I embrace that I'm narrow-minded. Now help me. Kyrie Irving, explain that to me. Explain what team was he on? Is he a good player? And what team is he on now? And explain this to me. What did he share that was so controversial?
I ain't touching them.
Oh, okay.
I ain't touching them.
Okay.
I'm not. And the reason I'm not touching it is because number one, I don't know enough information. And number two, I'm not into basketball and all the antics that happen in basketball. I don't keep up with it. I know that
Okay.
he has been he's been labeled as a troublemaker, but I find it interesting that the NBA is roughly 85 to 90% black men, but he's labeled as a troublemaker. I do know that, and I'm just like, if he's such a troublemaker, why is he still in the NBA and people keep picking him up? Because if they really want to blackball him, all they had to do is take a page out of the book of the NFL and look at Colin Kaepernick.
Yeah.
So apparently he's holding some type of value, but what that is, I don't know. So I'm just not gonna speak on it.
Okay, because I was wondering. I don't see. Okay. So this is me. I know I'm wrong for this, but yeah, I don't deal with no men who wear their socks all the way to their knees and play with a little ball. I don't. They wear the socks too high up, and then they up and down the court. They're playing games that in high school and junior high and in elementary we played in the basketball court in Cumberland Court across the street. I just don't. I mean, I know they make a lot of money, but whatever. Your socks go all the way to your knees. And then okay, so you are okay. What about the basketball player who had a Glock and brought it on the team plane?
again, see with me as an avid gun owner, right? I'm an avid gun
Yeah.
owner. However, I believe there's this thing called common sense that people are missing. If you are traveling with an NBA team, best believe they got security. You don't need
Thank
no
you.
gun. Because if something
Thank you.
happened to you, you know how much trouble that whole franchise is gonna be in. Ain't nothing gonna
Right.
happen to you. That's part
Right.
of the state. Most of the time they traveling on private jets,
Right.
private planes. They have private flights. Why you need a gun?
Yes.
Why? Why? I don't understand it. My thing is, this is like the little boy a couple years ago at Kimball. He got busted with the gun in his bag going to state. And I'm just like, baby, why? If you were in that much drama, like you need to talk to somebody. I just don't get it. But for a grown man to be running around, mm-mm. And this is what I'm gonna tell you like this. And Warren Sapp and any good football coach, any good coach, any good man that's a mentor, gonna tell you a couple of things. 5 things that get you in trouble, right? 015 of the speed limit, having a gun, drugs, a woman you know too well or not well enough, right? And the other thing is intoxicated out in public. Get your butt in the house before midnight. Don't be driving way above the speed limit. Stay in your house. And if you gotta go outside your house, you ain't gotta be out in public. That's the whole thing why you make so much money. You can do what you want behind the scenes. Ain't nobody gotta be there. Somebody come over your house, NDAs up against the wall. You gotta sign that before you step foot in here. Phone safe, right there. Lock your phone up. No phones, NDA before you step foot in my house. If you got a problem with that, there go the door. Deuces.
Good morning, y'all. Can y'all hear me? Okay.
Yep.
Unfortunately, we can.
Good morning. I'm so sorry about that. I know I look a hot ass mess. Can y'all forgive me
Yes.
for that?
Why do you have your glasses on your head? You got
Well,
eyeballs up there? Is that the third eye for you? What?
that's my third eye, Mo, and my third eye need to be able to see this morning because all of this, I had an issue, and I was getting upset. I was getting frustrated, and I was about to kick all this shit over. I mean it. I mean all this shit was supposed to be on the damn floor, and I mean it. It had about 5 more minutes, and I was supposed to be over it. I mean
Thank
all
you,
of it is going on the
Alicia.
floor.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Good morning. What? Okay, so I heard y'all talking. Y'all was doing good. I almost just sat back and just let y'all do the whole damn show.
Well, next time you will.
You know what, Mo? Next time I will. You know what, Mo? Thank you so much for being late and on time as usual. We do appreciate that, not leaving Reggie on there by itself so long, Mo, because of my technical difficulty.
There was no technical difficulty. You know I had to play my pick three. Don't play.
It's 10:10, Mo. Thank you so much. Thank y'all for watching the show. I had a slight little set agenda for us this morning, but since they got thrown on off, I do want to read the letter though. I do want to read the letter
Yeah,
because the letter
it's
it's gonna
desperate.
it's no
It
it's gonna
smells
it's gonna
desperate.
it's gonna throw you off. It threw me off when it came, and actually I hesitated to read it, Mo.
Mm.
No.
You the
So
main reason.
how about we take a break,
Yeah,
we do a little interlude, and then we come back and we get into the letter.
let's do that. Let's do that. And hold on real quick. I know Alicia. Hey sis, she's about all hell. All right, y'all. Hold on just for a second. We'll be right back. I'm gonna go ahead and throw this video on real quick, and we see y'all in just a second. Give us a few seconds here. Where's the video, Reggie? What did I do with it? Here it is.
Lord
Right
have
back.
mercy. Lord have
Oh,
mercy.
hush, Mo.
Help the
Just
boy.
hush. I'll just
Help the
hush, Mo.
boy.
Yes, you read it right. You read it right. MTG After Dark is returning on next month. And let me tell you, I felt the spirit when I put that song on there. I felt a good old. I started playing the song and I said, "Wait a minute, hold on, wait. I ain't heard no music make the hair on my back rise in a long time." Okay, so
You
everybody, I don't
still
know where the hell. Where did Mo go?
you still got that hair on your back with that gray hair on your back. You're supposed to shave that a long time ago. You're supposed to shave that looking like a grape. You were supposed to shave that a long time. We talked about that 2 years ago. We
You
talked
know
about
what?
that
You know
before the
what? Let me.
pandemic. You
You know
need
what,
to
Mo?
get
You
that
know what,
hair off
Mo?
your back. Nair.
Mo,
Nair.
what
Let me
what we
let me
discussed.
go ahead and cash app you $5 so you can get nair. Hold on. Let me go. Hold on.
You know what? You know what, everybody. Now what we discuss in our meetings in private. When I say things like that to my crew, that's supposed to be for support. You know what I'm saying? Mo just use that shit for ammunition. That's what she do. I mean, I don't understand why. I don't understand. You know what? Never mind. That's all
Well,
right.
you do know that sometimes on a treble shader, supports can be used for ammunition.
Yeah, exactly,
But
exactly.
I'm probably the only one that even. Never mind. I'll keep that thought to myself. I'll rewind. I'll be quiet.
Yeah, y'all keep y'all thoughts to yourself when it comes to stuff like this because first off, I went
Check your
ahead and started.
phone. I sent you $5. I cash apped you.
She cashed at me $5 for real. Wait a minute, are you serious right now? Like
Woo!
for real? Did she? Wait
Reggie.
a minute.
And then I put for nair.
That's a damn shame, Mo.
Boy,
That's
go to
just a
Target.
damn shame.
Go to Target or Walmart. Boy, ain't nobody. Ain't that.
I need a screenshot of that.
Hold on.
And
No,
then she gonna send a damn screenshot. Boy, I tell
no,
you the truth, boy.
I'm talking about putting it up on our social media. That's what I'm talking about.
Now, why would y'all want to do? You know what? All right, everybody. So, yeah, thank y'all so much for joining the show on this morning. And I'm sorry again, I missed a little bit of the show. Mo is acting funny with me this morning, and she doing me in like
I
she
just
normally
gave you
do.
$5. That means I like you.
Thank you, Mo. I appreciate it. That's this the first cash app I received from Mo in 2 years. Thank you,
That's
Mo. I
right.
appreciate it. It's
Yes,
about been
Lord.
about two
Thank you.
years.
Yes,
All right.
Lord.
So Mo, let's get this letter going. I named the letter. Um, my mom's put me on child support. So I want y'all to go ahead and y'all share this broadcast. Come on in that's watching the show because this is one is a good one, and it's a letter that we've never had before. And so, like I said, I was hesitant to read this letter because of Mo, and but we're gonna do it anyway. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. I know, sis. I know, sis. Here it is. It says MTG Crew. This letter came in on February the 1st, actually, 2023. So sorry, we just not getting to you, darling. I am hesitant to write this email because you guys are kind of rough, but I'm intrigued on your comments and your questions. Depending on what y'all say, I will reply. Okay? That's okay, all right. I'm Kayla, and I'm writing from Columbus, Georgia. Shout out to Columbus, Georgia. We got people watching us in Columbus, Georgia, huh? Okay.
You know?
To start off, I am a black trans woman and I identify as such. I am also in the military and proudly serve my country. I've served my
How?
country I've served my country for the last 15 years.
How
I
are you
have a
trans in the military?
I have a 13-year-old daughter whom I adore. Her mother hasn't been in her life since she was 2 years old. I've raised her even though consistent transitioning, in my life. Consistent transitioning. So I'm assuming this happened over time, Mo. So I'm sure that she was in the military and over time. We're gonna leave it like that. Recently I returned from a 3-year bid. I left my then 10-year-old daughter with my mom. She had access to my funds while I was away, to a couple accounts that I left open while I was gone. A week before I came home, I received notification that my mom had placed me on child support because the funds that she had access to were exhausted. In each account, I left about $40,000, which at the time I believed that that was enough money to cover my kids. I mean, to cover her. Upon my return, I've also found out that my mom requested permanent guardianship over my child because she says that my lifestyle is unhealthy. I'm fighting for my daughter no matter what. Part two will come depending on how y'all handle this one. Kayla.
First of all, you in the letter, Kayla said bid, a 3-year bid. Let me tell you what a 3-year bid is. A 3-year bid is in prison. So Kayla is not being honest. Kayla had
Okay.
that 40,000. Kayla had that $40,000 because you don't say 40,000 in the military. And Kayla's just so this letter is false and funky because Kayla is not. You don't say 3-year bid in the military.
So y'all think Kayla was in prison?
Yeah, yeah.
So y'all think Kayla went to prison versus the military?
Hold
Okay.
on. This is the other problem because Mo pointed it out. So you said, if I read these numbers right, you said 3 accounts, 40 grand in each. That's $120,000. You in the military,
She said
average.
she said at least two accounts with
Okay, 2
forty
accounts. I'm
thousand
sorry.
dollars in
That's
each one.
that's 8 grand
That's 80
military.
grand.
80,000 military. Even if you're a sergeant, you might get 60 grand a year. Might. You might get 60 grand. Where you get 80 grand to put up for your daughter? There's a lot of holes
Can
here.
I
You yeah,
can
go
I make
ahead.
can I make one can I make one correction?
Mm-hmm.
Because I didn't have my glasses down, I saw bid, but it says deployed here.
Oh,
It does say
Well, no,
deployed here.
he was
the,
deployed 3 years. Okay, we'll say he was deployed for 3 years.
No, she was
Oh,
deployed 3 years. She said she had $40,000 in two accounts and she was gone 3 years.
pause.
That's
Here's
what
the
she
other
said.
thing. This is the other thing that's not making sense. When you get deployed,
I
in, bless you, but when you get deployed in the military,
thought I had
you
that on
also
mute.
have something called hazard pay. Now I'm trying to figure out again, even if you didn't go do bid, you got deployed for 3 years, 3 years, and you ain't came back home. The military don't do that
that's right.
unless you are actively in a war zone. Military don't do that.
Now we
What was
now
you doing?
now I'm not gonna say this. Now she said she was deployed, so we can't assume as to what she was doing in the military. We can only
Yes,
go.
we can. I can tell you if she is a she now and not a he, then I can tell you she wasn't on the front line with the guns. I can tell you that.
Well, why would you say that, Mo? You don't think they'd be on the front lines like that?
I don't make the rules. I don't make the rules for the U.S. military. They
Now, yeah,
just got
keep
Here's
women
the
in the
other thing.
Marines.
well
They
keep
just
in
got
Here's the
women
other
mind.
in the
thing.
Marines.
Well,
No,
keep in mind though that again, if she said in the letter, she said this. She said she was her daughter's been in her life through consistently transitioning. So I'm assuming through during this time she was in a transition from male over to from a cis male to transgender. We're gonna do it like that. I'm trying to use the pronouns right. So that's what we have to assume because that's what she put in the letter.
I don't care
But
nothing about none of that. That
now
none of
that
that matters. That don't matter. Here's the problem. The
what you got?
math ain't mathing. The
The math
math
ain't
is
mathing.
not mathing. Here's the other thing. It's 2023. She went away, deployed 2020. Here's the problem with that.
2020.
Before that, before that, in 2019, Donald Trump removed all assistance and all medical assistance in military for those doing any transitions with transitioning from one sex to the other. Not only that, You got 80 grand that you done put up. You got 80 grand that you done put up to provide for your daughter, and you just disappear. You say you was deployed for 3 years. I'm sorry, I got family that's in the military. They don't keep you going away from home unless you're in an active war zone for that time. And even then, I think the max is like 2 years before you rotate out. So this ain't adding up. There's a lot of other stuff going on here, and you giving us what you want us to know, and you're not giving us all the facts. This is the problem. That if you are a parent, right, and if you're a parent of a child, and then your parent steps in and takes over that child and puts you on child support, unless that person is foul, which I don't believe they are, because if you were getting deployed, you would not have left your daughter with your mother if she was really foul. You wouldn't have gave her access to 80 grand if she was really foul. That to me says, and I'm reading between the lines like I do all these other letters, you own some foul shit that your mama know about, and you not disclosing to us because you want us to take your side. I'm sorry, but the math ain't mathing, and I ain't falling for it. So in my opinion, my strong opinion is if your mother has depleted that money, I guarantee you she depleted that money so there's no evidence, because you doing something that ain't quite right. And that making that money disappear was actually helping you. The other part, putting you on child support, was for the benefit of that child, because if she's taking this baby and agreed to take care of this baby while you were deployed and whatever you was doing for those 3 years, she obviously is stable enough to do this. Unless you have hoodwinked your mother and tried to do something that wasn't quite right. So either way it goes, it's point back to you, Kayla, not being quite right and not coming clean about this whole situation. I'm sorry, but I smell bullshit. And I'm going to call it like I see it, because I do it with him right there all the time with these, what was it called? The Blanche Du Bois, whatever you was talking about, the moments. And you was talking about New Year's, and I put 2 and 2 together and figured out exactly where you were. Don't play me for no fool. I don't go fool.
Seriously? Seriously. Why y'all bring
Yeah,
me up?
seriously.
This ain't about me. This ain't
I'm
about
just
me.
telling you,
Because
I smell a lot of bullshit. I really do. I smell a lot of bullshit, and I ain't falling for it. In my eyes right now, until you can defend yourself and clear up some of these gaps, because you can't write a blanket statement like this. This is some bullshit. I'm just gonna
Thank
call
you.
it what it is.
Thank
And
you.
let me
I'm
say
just gonna
this,
call
and
it
let me
what it is.
say this, and let me say this, Kayla, to be honest with you, the reason why we were picking apart your story, just like Mo and Reggie said, is because they're saying that the math is not mathing. Now, you did say that you will reply to us depending on our position. So we are definitely looking for a reply. And please understand and know that this has nothing to do with you being trans, okay? Because
Again,
we
I
don't
ain't
care
bring
who
none of
you
that
are.
up.
I just
I
I'm
ain't bring none of that up.
I'm
That
just
part of
saying
the
that
story,
I just want to
yeah,
say that's what.
look, that
Because I
part is
kind of felt that
irrelevant.
that's what she was alluding to. I kind of felt like that's what she was alluding to when she started off that, I'm a black trans woman. Listen, we don't care if you black trans, white trans, if you hula hoop trans, we don't care. We don't care. So we
Mo don't
appreciate
even know what
that, but we
trans
really don't
is.
care.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
because
What
Mo don't even know what trans is. I
I
don't
now
know
want
what
to
it
know the
trans
now
is.
questions though. I got more questions. See, I wasn't even gonna go into the lifestyle part. I'm just talking
Mhm.
about the money and the
Ain't
baby.
mathing up. The money
The
ain't
so
money
mathing
and
up.
the baby ain't matching up.
so
I don't
let's
even want to get into the trans part because I'm trying to figure out if you trans. You've been transitioning for 15 years. Your daughter is 12. Again, the math ain't math,
Ain't mathing up.
because that means at 3 years into your transition, you were still dipping and diving.
it happens. It does
Now,
happen.
again, not holding that against anybody, but I didn't even want to bring up that part because that part right now is irrelevant. Let's get past that, because dealing with you as a person, that's one thing. Dealing with you and this baby, that's the topic, because that's going to impact the next generation. And to me, that's the most important thing we got to handle. And to me, the math ain't mathing. You
Math
doing
ain't
something
mathing.
that's not quite right, and there's no way in the military you can stack up 80 racks. and be able to provide for yourself.
So we need to know
And
where
you ain't
you.
doing nothing illegal.
We need to know, in a sense, Miss Kayla. We need to know. Uh, your math is not mathing according to my resources here, and also we need to understand the gaps of what's going on between you and your mother, because I'm just thinking like this, just like Reggie said, you're gone for 3 whole years. You hadn't been home not one time, unless if you was active, actively, out there. Which I don't think that they, just like you said, I don't think that they keep them out there. Even if you're on the front lines, you still get a break, and so even with that, and so we got some questions. Now I'm gonna try to skip over to the next little part of your letter when you said when you found out a week before you came home that you was on child support. Um, so so I'm not gonna say that the military don't notify you, but I do know that they do, and I do know that they do it pretty quickly. And so that's another thing we need to talk about. What was going on? Like Mo said, what were you doing? We need to know that, because that's really not making a lot of sense. And I'm gonna tell you something. I didn't take nothing out this letter. This letter came to me just like I read it. That's how it came. And so I didn't take nothing out. I said I was gonna stop taking stuff out the letters. How it came is how it came. And so for those of y'all out there in Columbus, Georgia, thank you so much for watching us. We appreciate it. But Kayla, send us some more information, because we need to know a little bit about it, because it's really, in a sense, the child support is gonna be what it is, because if you're on child support in the military, you're gonna pay for it. That's just what that is. Now, why your mama put you on child support? Are you saying she put you on child support because you're trans? Is that what you're trying to get us to go to? Because that's not gonna work. We need a little bit more information,
Mm-mm.
as it relates to that, because child support is to take care of your child. And if you was gone 3 years, and if you had 40K, to be honest, in the last 3 years, that probably wouldn't even last it anyway for one kid, and taking care of what your mom need to do for the kid. Just to be honest, if eggs is like what was we looking at? I did the replay, Mo, and you was going on a tangent because you went over there to the Aldi, I mean to the Winco, and the eggs over there was high, and you didn't know how much the almond milk cost, but you remember how much that gallon milk cost was $3 and some change. So we know stuff is
Yeah.
high. You know what I'm saying? And so we need more
But
information.
here's the thing, Q,
Need more.
and I understand where you're trying to get some grace. But here's the thing: one child, 80 grand over 3 years. You probably would spend like maybe $12,000 to $15,000 on a child every. Now, Mo, I'm not a parent, but in my head, doing rough calculations, I'm thinking about 15 grand to take care of the child well, to
Mm-mm.
well taken care of. I'm not talking about no
Go up.
pension.
No,
No,
let me tell
no.
you. Let me tell you how this hurt my heart. So each week, I got to check that lunch thing. That girl get more food. I said, "Are you buying food for other folk?" She's like, "No, I'm just getting extra, which is chips and then ice cream." I had the director of food services printed out because the math wasn't mathing. So
Really?
each week,
Mo,
come
are
on, you
you
know I sent an
serious?
email. You know I sent an email. I ain't playing.
How old is Mallory Mo? 7 years old?
Eight. She just turned eight,
She just
and
turned
she
8. And Mo, you getting reports pulled from the food services director at your school district area
trying to
on
trying
an
to find
8 year
out.
old. You know what? That Reggie, that wait a minute, Reggie, wait a minute. That's take invasion of privacy to a whole new level. Mo going in a
Pause.
diary. Mo going in a
No, you
diary.
no
Mo ain't
pause.
having no locked doors.
No,
Boy ain't
pause.
doing none of that.
You no. Here's pause. Here's the thing. You are under 18 and living in somebody else's house. There is no such thing as privacy. Period.
Never, never, never.
That's what I
Period.
said. Nothing.
I toss her. Hey Reggie, I toss her room like she in cell block C.
Okay.
I sure do.
You ain't
I sure do.
you ain't had your room tossed because you ain't make your bed properly. Okay?
Woo! Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
No,
Man, I
no,
found some.
how about the morning that you go to school, the evening that you come back home, you getting drugged because you got shoes out of place in your closet
Because they're not paired up. That's
because
right.
they're not
I
paired
bought
up.
You know what? I bought them paired up. I want them in that
Hmm.
room paired up.
That's right. Says never no privacy. I mean, I can't tell you how many times my
But
mama done threatened to take my dough from me.
look here, I'm gonna tell you right now. There's a reason why. If you look at guys between 35 and 55, there's a reason that they keep their shoes in the shoebox.
That's right.
Because it
That's
was
right.
easier to keep them in pairs. So when your mama went through digging and trying to, you better clean. The shoes are in the shoebox. You ain't got to worry about them being paired because they in their box where they belong. You ain't got to worry about them being paired. They in the box. Stack them up, nice and neat. Boom. Closet is good.
Reggie, you be so
Organized.
proud. She spilled some water in the lounge. She was getting some water. She's cleaning something out. I don't know. She spilled some water around. And um a parent came to me and said, "Hey, I believe she made a mistake, messed up some water in the lounge on the floor." I said, "Oh, really? Really?" So I had her get the mop, and then she was like, "Okay." She's like, "Well, I'll mop it." I said, "No, you won't. You didn't make it the mess." Talking to the parent, and so she went back there. She helped. She gave her the mop, and she mopped it up. She said she mops really well. I said she does it every day.
Mm,
We
mm,
sweep. We sweep
mm,
every day because we
mm,
eat every day.
mm,
And then see,
mm.
I got a what do you call it? I got a sweeper and her size for her age, for her size. Because we gonna learn how to do that.
Well, see,
You
we
gonna
we
learn
didn't
to do
even
that.
have that though, Mo. Growing up,
I
we
know.
didn't have a kitty size broom and a
That's
kitty
right. That's
size
right.
mop. You know,
You're
But
right.
guess what? You learn how to engineer some stuff because they
that's
showing all
right.
these little they showing all these little TikTok things where you putting tape on the thing. You know how long ago I was doing that? When I was out in the country with my grandmother and having to sweep up every day, I figured out real quick, you know what? I can take me a strip of duct tape, put it on this dustpan right here on the lip, catch all of that, then rip it off over the garbage can when I'm taking it out. Boom, I'm done. And you ain't got to worry about them little bitty lines that's left and trying to change the angles. No,
Yeah.
I'm gonna take that little duct tape, put a little
That's
strip
right.
across there, whoop, and then sweep, and it catch all of that. And then
Well,
here's the
see,
best part of it. You do that long enough, you figure out, hey, guess what? If I take some duct tape and I run it across the broom when I got, because I don't know about y'all, but my grandmother, you couldn't just sweep and then mop and then put everything up. You had to sweep and mop. Then you had to clean the mop and you had to clean the broom
That's
thank
right.
you.
when you
Thank
was
you.
done. So the
That's
next time
right.
you
Thank you.
sweep them out, it's
'Cause
clean to
It's
go back.
clean.
So I figured out real quick,
that's right.
hey, this duct tape work real good to help clean this broom off. So when I take this trash out, I'm gonna take me this roll of duct tape, and then I'm gonna clean this broom off while I'm out here taking this trash out. Let the dust fly in the air, and it'd be fine because we out in the country. It's fine. And then I'm gonna clean this broom off, rinse it off real quick with the water hose as I'm also rinsing out the mop and then hanging the mop up to dry. So I'm gonna rinse the broom off. I'm gonna rinse the mop off, wring it out real well, hang them up on that clothesline to dry, and I'm gonna keep it pushing.
That's
Because you
right.
got to put that mop outside.
You gotta
Why
put it
people have
outside.
sour? They have sour houses because they got that mop
In the
In the
house.
house.
inside and didn't wring it out. Even if you wring it out, it's still wet. So you
Yes.
got to put it outside. Oh my goodness, honey!
I'm
Woo.
gonna tell y'all. I mean, yeah, see, I mean, y'all, some of y'all, you get off like Reggie said, y'all get off easy because when we had to clean the kitchen, that means when my mama said go in there and clean my kitchen, that just didn't mean the kitchen, everybody. That meant the kitchen. That meant the dining room. That meant the living room. That meant every freaking room in the house. You had to. And wait a minute, we had a dishwasher, but you wasn't putting them dishes in the dishwasher. You won't put them dishes in the sink. Drop a little cap of Clorox in there, and you're gonna
Cap,
wash them dishes and you're gonna
cap.
let that dishwater out, run some new water because you're not mopping my mama's floor with that dishwater. You run that dishwater, put you some more Clorox in there. You go in, you mop the floor after you done swept it not once, not twice, but three times. Because mama say you better not get no dirt in my mop. And so you
Damn.
go in there and you mop that floor and you wring that sucker out and you go back over it to rinse it off because you better do it because mama gonna see if the darn floor got tracks on it. She gonna see if you been walking on the floor. You
Oh
gonna
my God.
all of that, and you
And
better
it
not
better not
track
be
it in
no
her living
street.
room.
It better not
Let
be
me
no
tell you.
street, and the floor better not be sticky.
That's right.
Woo. Let me tell you something that we had a major fight 11 years ago. I boils my water. I boils my water for my, the mop because I'm old and I'm glad. I boils it. It comes to a roaring. I want to see steam on that floor when I do that. You know what I'm saying? Woo,
That's
Holy
right.
Ghost. 11 years ago. He gonna use some water, from the outside spigot
To clean them.
and put in the mop. But I said, okay. Then he didn't understand. Whoo, Holy Ghost. Why I had to have a mop for the bathrooms and a mop for the kitchen and the other area. Whoo. 11 years ago. He ain't never made that mistake since. Who
Listen,
does
y'all.
that?
And
I
see,
It's
said,
Mo,
because I don't want
and you wonder
urine.
why I'm single.
See, I didn't want urine from the bathroom in my kitchen, and I didn't want grease from my kitchen in the bathroom, so you can slide.
Yeah,
wait a
and you
minute,
wonder why
Mo.
I'm single, Mo.
Oh,
People
that's
don't
one thing
get
you
that.
got.
I clean. That's exactly where I clean. They talking about why it take you all day Saturday to clean. What?
Now,
Look, I
Reggie,
started. Look, no, Mo. Hold on, pause. I know where you're
I got
going,
you.
but
I
pause.
got you.
I started. What's this week for teachers and students?
Spring break, baby.
What's that? Spring break. Guess what I started doing Thursday night?
What?
I started my spring cleaning. I took all the bed sheets, all the curtains, all the pillows off the spare bedrooms, and all of that got changed out to put the spring sheets and curtains up. Everything got
Hmm.
washed, put away, and now it's like, yeah, Friday night I started doing the vent. And then it's like, well, yes, this is called spring cleaning. You don't just do a normal cleaning. This is seasonal changes. You have to do a deep clean. This is what this is. And they wonder why I'm single. Then I look at them and it's like, what I cleaned up. No, you straightened up. You didn't clean up nothing. You straightened up like, oh, it's a little messy. Let me make it, No, no, no. That's not cleaning. That's not cleaning. Cleaning should take you 6 to 7 hours. I'm
Yes,
sorry.
Lord.
This is why
Yes,
I get
Lord.
up early on Saturday, and then
That's right.
about noonish, I take this couple of hours out the day here, and then I'm done about 2, 3 o'clock. But my house is clean, and it don't stop. When I talk about when somebody tell you wash the dishes don't mean wash the dishes. That means wash the dishes, dry them, you put them away, you clean the countertop, you clean the refrigerator, you sweep. Now you may not mop, and that's fine, but I mean, at some point you got to get a good mop in there. But then you dust off the cabinets and all of that. You do all of that when you wash the dishes.
That's right.
The table needs to be wiped down. The chair, all of that needs to be cleaned up. And then
Right.
at the end, you don't wash the dishes until that trash is outside.
That's
You
right,
ain't close to
Arbor.
being done.
That's right, Arbor. You have to wash the
Wall washing,
walls.
baby. Wall
You have to
washing
wash the
with that.
walls. You have to wash the
The
everything. All
baseboard,
of that.
all of
Yes.
that.
All of that.
Window
Baseboards,
seals.
light
Window
switches,
seals.
all of that. Window
Woo!
sills, ceiling fans, all of that. All of that had to be clean at my
Let me
mama's
tell you
house.
what my mama
And my
did.
mama
My mama
had
used to. She used to
I
take
was
the
gonna say
light
my mama
switches
had
off.
plastic on the couch. She had the plastic on the damn couch, Mo. So when you sat down, cause my mom didn't like people coming. If you gonna come to the house, everybody wasn't sitting on her regular couch. I mean, on the couch with nothing on it. So we had to put the plastic back on there, and we had to make it neat. We had to make it neat, Reggie. We had to fold them up on the corners. Tuck that sucker on in under the bottom. You know what I'm saying? Because and then wait a minute, here she come. My plastic ain't on my couch is not straight, and I want it straight right now because the house wasn't clean if the plastic was messed up. That's just where my
Let me
mama
tell you
was.
what.
Y'all, real quick.
I'm,
Real quick,
oh,
Mo, and I'm gonna let you make your statement. After Mo get through with this statement, I got something for y'all to look at real quick, and then we're gonna jump off. Reggie, so I want you definitely to chime in, and Mo, I know you're gonna have something to say about this. Hey, y'all, thank y'all so much for watching. Y'all keep on watching and keep commenting. We appreciate it. Go ahead, Mo. What you're saying? And then we got a quick video before we jump off. Go ahead. What you
so
got?
this is why all through my house, Reggie, I got to tell both of them off the floor, off the floor, off the floor. The only thing that can stay on the floor is shoes. I'm trying to figure out why a hat is on the floor. I'm trying to figure out why the gun belt is on the floor. Off the floor, off the floor. It seems like I'm off the floor. I just don't understand it. I got a bad understanding. Got a bad understanding. I don't understand off the floor. If you came to my house, you'd be like, "Why?" She said, "Off the floor. Stuff is on the floor." So when they go to bed and they go to their final resting place, they're gonna hear me saying, "Off the floor, off the floor."
Y'all take a look at this video real quick. This is interesting. I ran across this. I want to know y'all opinion on it. Let me make sure that I got my audio on. My audio is on. Y'all take a look at this. This is on TikTok that I found. It was sent to me and it was asked to share with you guys to see what it says. I mean, see what you guys think about it. So here we go. I want y'all to take a look at this video. Here it is right here. Let's go.
People better stop sending their kids to college and start sending them to trade school, because with the artificial intelligence takeover, any job that a robot can do won't be around 10, 20 years from now. You have to make sure you are majoring in a profession that can only be done with human hands. You follow me?
Yeah.
The trades can only be done with human hands.
He's ignorant. So let me tell you about
What
that.
y'all think about that? What y'all think
I
about
said
that?
he's ignorant. Let me tell you about that. I understand pushing people for trade school. I got it. I got the plumbers, the welders, and da. But like I tell these kids, I don't care if you're a welder. I don't care if you're a plumber. I don't care. I'm good with it. Everybody doesn't have to go to a 4-year school. I'm okay. But the problem I'm having is if you can't communicate properly, or if you can't write properly, or if you have no socialization skills, then you are not going to have a client or a customer base.
Here's the thing I got with that. I do not agree with this man. Now, he has some good points in his communication and what he speaks on. He has some good points. But on this particular item, I disagree, because this is where it shows to me that a man is missing in the home for a young boy growing up. I can change my oil. I can rotate my brakes. I can rotate my tires. I can change my brakes. I can flush my radiator. I choose not to because I'm going to pay somebody else because I don't like getting my hands dirty. But if I needed to, I could. What he's talking about, going to college for a job that can be replaced by artificial intelligence, those two things don't line up. Because here's the thing, most trade work and most low-level jobs that can be replaced by automation do not require a degree. I know this because I've worked in the industry in manufacturing, especially for over 20 years. The shit don't add up. Now, you want something that's going to go beyond. I agree that the kids need to learn a trade as a backup, but these are things that you should also be taught. There's nothing wrong with learning a trade, like learning to weld, learning to be a mechanic, learning to be a handyman. There's nothing wrong with learning that on top of an additional skill set. Because here's the thing. What world do you live in that you only require one skill set to survive in life? I don't know any. Because your main profession may be one thing, but there's a whole bunch of other things that you need to do. Just like we talked about cleaning. Mo, you a teacher. I'm an engineer. Q, sometime want to be preacher, but he still got other skill sets.
Sometimes you
I'm
sure
sorry,
right
bro.
about that one. You
I
right
had
about it,
to-
because I sure pick and choose. I sure pick and choose.
Mother's Day. That's when he preaches.
But here's the thing, though. You still have to learn another skill set. My dad is an engineer, right? And this is the thing about being an engineer. I'm a chemical engineer. But guess what I also know how to do? I know how to weld. I know how to solder. I know how to plumb, how to do plumbing. Like, my garbage disposal went out. I didn't need to call no plumber. I got up under there. Oh, you know what? Let me see if it's really out. I unplugged it. I reset it, plugged it back up. Okay, it's good. My sister's garbage disposal went out. Well, let me take a look at it. Did the same thing. Oh, nope, it's time for another one. Her husband out of town. Okay, not a problem. Let me go in here. I'm going to run up to Home Depot, Lowe's, go get you another garbage disposal, plug it up real quick. 30 minutes, I'm done. You back up, and she don't have to call no plumber to do that. Come on now. Most of these guys out here don't even know you're supposed to flush your radiator every 3 months. I mean, not the radiator, but your hot water heater every 3 months. They don't even do that. Then wonder
They don't
why.
even know where it is. They don't know where it is, honey. They don't. I told this one boy, he said, "Oh, I want a car." I said, "Do you know how to change oil?" He said, "I can look on YouTube." I said, "You're ignorant." In my head.
See, this is what is
Mo,
gonna happen.
are you serious?
In my head.
Yeah.
I
You
said in my
said
See,
it.
head.
You said it,
starting
didn't
with
you?
and I hate to call out generations specific. However, anybody past millennials, you can cripple that entire generation, taking the internet away, writing in cursive, and making all vehicles manual. You'll cripple an entire generation with those three things.
Well, you
Actually,
know me.
multiple now.
I'm just gonna say, what he was saying. I wanted you guys to see that because it's interesting that I've seen a lot of posts like that go around because a lot of people say that, of course, going to college or buying a home nowadays is a trap for America to take your tax dollars, and so a lot of that is coming at when education was at free at one point in time, but now it's not. And so what I think a lot of people is saying at this time is that why get a bachelor's degree, for example, if it's now worth a high school diploma now, Mo? Well, a lot of people are saying, well, why get a master's degree when it's not even treated the same way as they present it to you when you're in school. And so I hear what he's saying, and I agree with what y'all saying too. I'm just gonna say, do what you want to do. Do what you feel that you need to do. I'm with Reggie. Like for example, I'm gonna take your hood. If you're a prostitute, learn how to cut grass. If you're not gonna go to college, learn some power
I
wash a
don't know. I
house,
don't know. What
or
is it?
something like that.
What is he
Learn
talking
how to
about? A
work on the roof.
prostitute?
I'm just
Oh
saying.
my
Reggie
goodness.
said learn a trade. If all the ratchet folks, some people ratchet kids and children that's not teaching their children. If the only thing that you got to do is learn how to knees or open your legs or do what you saw some other people do, then you need something else to do. Learn how to cut grass. Learn how to power wash a house. Fix a roof. Find something else to make money. Do hell, Mo, they do it all the time. Do hair at your house.
Reggie,
You
I
know
But
what
just
I'm
can't
saying? Do your
follow him.
thing.
I just can't follow him. I don't
but
know
I'm
what he's
I'm
here,
saying.
just saying, find more than
here,
one thing to do. If you
here
if you're
this
gonna
this
do
is the
whatever,
problem.
find more than one thing to do.
No, this is the problem. It's a generation that thinks just because you get a college degree, you're gonna come out making six figures automatically, and you're gonna be somebody's boss. The answer is that's not gonna happen. You have to work your way up the ladder. Your degree is your entry point. That opens the door. That don't mean you automatically get something. See, when you and this is what these recent generations have been spoiling, thinking, oh, well, you said get a degree, and I should automatically. No. You get a degree, that starts the process. Just like these people that feel like, oh, I want to get married. Getting married is just the beginning of the whole marriage. That's the beginning of the process. The goal is to get to a 50-year anniversary. That's the
Woo!
goal.
Baby,
That's
because
the
that
goal.
11 years ago, I thought we was going. I thought when 11 years ago with
I
this
was gonna
mouth, I thought we
say,
was gonna make a divorce.
I would say nowadays, hell, you praying for 5 years.
And again, y'all wonder why I'm single?
Baby,
All
I
right,
Look,
get you.
all right, all right, y'all. We 10 minutes over. I wanted y'all to take a look at that letter. I'm so glad y'all on this morning. I'm so sorry for my technical difficult this morning. My technical difficult because I may have been difficult and all this shit was going on the ground. Listen, I want you to
Did
check
you
you
say
check us.
technical difficult, not
Technical
technical
difficult.
difficulties?
No, technical difficult mode. I'm using the wrong word, Mo, just like you push the wrong button when you dial somebody, Mo. That's just
Like you
just
did the
all
other
I'm saying.
night. Like you did the other night. You pushed
Oh
the
my
wrong button.
God. Mo, what I tell you, man? Stop spilling shit that we talk about in private. What is wrong with you, man?
Reggie, he pushed the wrong button. Talking about, oh, I thought I was calling my sister.
I did. I thought I was calling my sisters. I hit that button. I was like, what you doing over here? Encouraging words. Let's get some encouraging words and we're gonna be out. So Mo, what you got?
You better stop letting other people define who you are.
I agree with
Mm-hmm.
that.
Yeah, Mo, because they'll show pick up a book and try to determine who you are by not even knowing who you are. And they trying to define you just based off of whatever they think they see.
Hmm.
Bridget, what you got?
Time is your most valuable asset. Don't waste it or let anybody else waste it.
Time is the most valuable asset, everybody. Don't let everybody waste your time. Listen, thank you so much for joining us. Remember, After Dark, we're coming back on next month. Can't wait. Can't
Ooh,
wait.
y'all just so nasty.
We can't wait. After Dark will be
After
on
dark.
next month. Yes, it will. We're gonna have some guests coming on, and we're gonna talk about some pornographic sex. That's what we're gonna talk about.
Oh no.
Pornographic sex. So we can't wait to talk about that. And if I had to give y'all some encouraging words on this morning, I'll tell you to do me a favor and make sure that every aspect in your life, that anybody that gets a hold of your information, make sure you tell your truth the way that you tell it. Can't nobody tell your story like you can. Can't nobody tell your story like you can. I don't give a damn what they come across. Can't nobody tell your story like you can. Ain't that right, Mo? That's right. So remember that, y'all. We'll see y'all on next Saturday. We appreciate you. Again, thank you so much for joining the show today. And we'll be out and see you in a minute. Peace.
Bye.
I'ma make you mine tonight. Pulling your hair, baby. I feel you breathing on me, on you. You know that I'm a selfish lover. When it's mine, I want it. One track mind for it.